Have you heard of Wild Koala Day? Wondered, what is it all about? Well, in today's video, I'll explain that and celebrate it by interviewing an amazing young koala warrior, Malani, and read out the many amazing poems that have been submitted for my Wild Koala Day competition and announce the winning poem. And as if that wasn't enough, there will be a special reveal at the end of the video too. So, let's go. This first poem was submitted by Carolyn Coburn. Koala mums are the best. They raise their joeys without much rest. They need fresh leaves to make joeys strong and keep their bodies fit to carry them along until they're big enough to forage and climb and keep themselves high enough where no dog can find. Leaves and trees are all a koala needs to be healthy and strong and make joeys live long. How many trees does a koala need? As many as we can grow is what the koala believes. Trees, trees, trees is what the koala needs. Trees, trees, trees will save the koala, you and me. So, plant more trees for koala joeys and mums to keep forests full of cute, fluffy bums. And I want to acknowledge the Widjabul people of the Bundjalung Nation, on whose land I'm so proud to live, work and play. Koala Gardens is a private property that I own and have donated to conserving and regenerating koala native habitat, which supports not just koalas but thousands of native species. You can support me in lots of ways, but all of my video will always be free. And I'm so excited on Wild Koala Day to give a huge shout out to my latest Patreon follower, Shakti Wild Rose. So excited to have you as part of the family. Now, let's have a think about what is Wild Koala Day anyway? The easiest way is going to be to look at their website because we have declared a no give up zone this year. Wild Koala Day was started in 2016 by a network of independent koala conservation and rehabilitation groups all around Australia, and I was proud to be there, involved in this from the very first year. We know the tragedy, heartbreak and feelings of futility. We also know that facing reality and taking action is the best course. Every time we face disaster, we get back up and keep working for koalas. The disasters might keep coming, but we're not beaten. Koalas are still here living wild and free in the bush where they belong. In some cases, that would already not be the case without the tireless efforts of many good people, and we can all hold our heads up with pride. When koalas need help, we'll be there for them. Will you join me in ensuring that koalas have the best hope of surviving for future generations? For Wild Koala Day this year, I ran a competition to write poems about koala gardens, and I have been totally blown out, let me tell you, by the quality of the poems that have come in. So I'm going to read another couple of poems to you now, and choosing a winner has been so close to impossible, but later on we will hear the winning poem. This poem was submitted by Anja Schneider in Germany. Little koala swinging in the breeze, hold on tight, but I know you are the king of the trees. Strong and beautiful with silver brown fur, you live alone in the treetops high, the most wonderful sight for sure. But behold, there are two, Joey and Mum, and my heart leaps with joy. How can we save these precious creatures? Dangers are many, and rare becomes their presence. Let's protect their and our trees. Koalas, wild and free, is what I most love to see. Thank you, Anya. That is beautiful. The next poem was written by Kat and Malani, a mother and daughter team, and I'm going to be showing you the first part of my interview with Malani very soon. Wild Koala Day poem. Stop! Enough is enough. When will they listen? When will they learn? Stop! Enough is enough. Why don't they hear me? Why aren't they concerned? Our homes are disappearing right before our eyes. Our eucalypts are dying. I'm sick of all the lies. Life is getting harder. Leaf is difficult to find. I travel further and further in this old body of mine. What are those bright lights and shiny metal things? They move at a fast pace. Danger is what they bring. I hurry across the roadway just before I hear a loud screeching sound. Oh, that was really near. No trees for miles. The paddocks are so bare. I'm hungry and so thirsty. I'm really in despair. But wait, I say, what's that over there? Just beyond the horizon, something really rare. A gum tree oasis. I think I like this place, where trees are in abundance, and they cater for my taste. Home is what I'll call this, a peaceful one at last, a place where I can feel safe and sleep away the past. But know that I'm a lucky one. Many of us don't survive. We need your help today. You must ensure we thrive. Stand up for us. We need your help. Act now. Protect our lands. Use your voice. Shout big and loud. Our fate is in your hands. Wow, those two poems were amazing. Now, let's meet Malani and her mum, Kat. Welcome to Wild Koala Day. I'm so excited because I've got Malani here and her mum, Kat, as my guest today as part of celebrating Wild Koala Day. I'm really thrilled to talk to Malani, as I've only been talking to Kat so far because I met Kat and Malani when they adopted Ellie last month and also became part of my ever-growing Patreon family. And I'm so excited to have you both in the Koala Gardens family. And we chatted briefly, and as soon as I realised what an extraordinary person Malani is, I asked if we could have this chat to share out with everybody, because I'm sure all of my followers are going to just be so thrilled to know that there are young Australians taking a stand for our environment. So we all know that koalas are listed as endangered of extinction, and the projection is that they'll be gone from the wild by 2050. And that is extremely disturbing to all of us because it's not very far away. So to me, this means that the youth of today need to be well informed about what's happening, and they need to be getting ready to take the reins and move things in a better direction. I've read this gorgeous 5-page document of all the things that Malani has been doing already, but I'm most interested to hear Malani talk directly to us about some of those things. So huge welcome to you, Malani. And Kat, thank you for making this happen, because this is really something very different for people to see, real world stories about real world people out there doing things. So Malani, to start us off, what I'd really love is for you to tell us your backstory. So what was the first thing that really made you determined to become active in helping koalas?
Well, so one day, well, actually, I just liked koalas. And then one day my mum's friend messaged her and said there was a koala talk on in Malani. So we went there and then we listened to the talk and that was great. And then we went over to their stall and we ended up talking to them for actually 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. And who were they?
Queensland Koala Crusaders. And now we're friends with them. And that's how I kind of got started with all of this.
Do you remember any of the things that they said to you at that stall that really hit you? Were they talking about how quickly the habitat's disappearing or rescues that they've done or something?
Well, I was kind of with one of the teachers that to talk about koalas, and they were teaching me things about koalas while Mum was talking to someone else.
Ah, that's one of my favorite things to make videos about is, all about just how amazingly different koalas are to everything else. That's great. And when was this? When did that happen?
That was only a year ago now.
Oh yeah, it was in 2023.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So you've been on this journey for a year now, doing your best to do things for koalas. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay. So I believe from what I read that your mum sent me about you that you go out spotting wild koalas too. And that is something that is near and dear to my heart because that's something that I do every single day. So can you tell us how hard is it to actually spot koalas out in the bush? And do you have some kind of method that you use to try and find them?
Well, it was really hard when we first started, but now it's getting a bit easier. And it also really depends on the bush and stuff and where we are to find the koalas. And also, what we do when we're looking for them, we look up as well to see if we can find any koalas, but we also look down to see if we can find any scats. And if we find scats, we obviously look up and see if there's any koalas there, but there might be, there might not be. And we also look at scratches on the trees from the koalas. So yeah,
Yeah. They can really leave some impressive claw marks on the trees, can't they?
yeah,
Yeah, it always makes me think they must be going up and they must, have a bit of a slip
yeah,
because there'll be big scratch marks. But I think sometimes too it's their back feet, as they're going up and they're pushing off. I think that probably does a lot of it, but it always makes me giggle and think of them slipping a little bit because some of those
yeah,
scratches can be, that long, can't they? Yeah. What I found here is that it can be harder to find koalas the more trees there are. So when
yeah,
I started 10 years ago and I didn't have too many trees on the property, I could look at a tree from a fair way away and see if there was a koala in it. And now there's like 100 trees between me and that big tree. And so I have to go up and down and up and down and up and down to find them. Yeah. Do you often find fake koalas where you think you've found a koala and then when you look closer, it's not?
yeah. Sometimes just the way of the branch and how it looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sometimes do see that. And we've actually found 119 koalas in the wild so far.
119 different koalas in just 1 year.
Yeah,
That is fantastic. That's a really good searching effort because I know how hard it is. When people see my photos, they often get the wrong impression and think that, the koalas are sort of like quite low down and I come along and just go snap and take a photo. But I've got a 65 times zoom on my camera. So they're way up high and they can be really, really hard to find. So my favourite fake koala is the dead leaf koala. You know, when there's a little bit of a broken branch in a tree and there's a sort of clump of browny leaf and you think, oh. And sometimes that same fake koala will trick me many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we'll take a little poem break and hear from 2 more Wild Koala Day entries. This one is from Alice, known as Emotional Jungle. In the koala garden, fluffy and sweet, koalas play, their joy complete. Katrina's property, a safe haven, for these furry friends love is given. Amidst the trees they climb and play, in Katrina's care they find their way. Her camera captures their every move, filming koalas in their groove. Fluffy koalas with eyes so bright in the koala garden are pure delight. Katrina's love a guiding light, protecting them with all her might. Through the lens we see them roam in this sanctuary, their new home. Katrina's kindness, a gift so true, filming koalas for me and you. So let's watch in awe and cheer as koalas play without fear. Thanks to Katrina's loving hand, in the koala garden they'll forever stand. Oh, I feel so humbled by that. I just can't even begin to describe it. Now another poem submitted by Carolyn Coburn. Someday in a forest I hope we meet, where I can see you snacking on a delicious treat. Leaves so juicy but toxic to me, but to you they are a delight to see. Eucalypts galore make a tasty buffet for a hungry koala to start their day. Leaves and trees are what a koala needs to thrive and survive and be the best koala they can be. A place they can go to always find a meal, to always be welcome with a loving zeal, is a place called Koala Gardens, where the humans are kind, the trees are important, and koalas are always on the mind. Koalas are safe and allowed to be as koala as they want, totally wild and free.
All right. So my next question is, can you tell me, now I asked for one memorable experience and, you know, I can never hear enough about koalas. So if you have to tell me about a second one, I can cope with that. But what have you really memorable experience that you've had on your travels? Because Malani's not just talking to people about koalas and looking for koalas where she lives. You're going all over the place and doing so many things.
Well, we crossed the border into Victoria and we were in Cobram, and I had a chance to volunteer at Dutch Thunder Wildlife Shelter, and I really loved that. And we cleaned out some koala enclosures, and I just have to say this, I love the smell of koala poo. I just love it. And Kylie taught us how to do pouch checks and stuff like that. Like if we pull up on the side of the road and stuff and check the pouches when like the dead koalas and kangaroos. So that was my favorite part of the charity.
That would have been really memorable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it so important that we get people to know that they need to stop and check a pouch?
Well, there could be young joeys in the pouch, and you don't want them just left there because they can't do anything really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They'll die, won't they?
yeah, they'll die.
Yeah. Even if mum's dead, it's amazing how often there is a live joey in the pouch. And I love that you mentioned kangaroos as well. You know, we really try to encourage anybody who sees any wildlife on the road to stop and check the pouch, because almost every mammal in Australia, like Australian mammal,
is a marsupial. So it could be a possum, could be an echidna. Oh, well, actually, no, that's not right, is it? What's the difference about echidnas? That was a bit dumb of me.
Yes, they lay eggs.
Yeah, they're really
And
special.
platypuses too. Yeah, they're the
Yep.
only two mammals that lay eggs.
Aren't we lucky in Australia?
Yeah.
Like, we have some of the weirdest, best things in the whole world here. And they're just, I walk out my door and they're just out there. We are so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did koala poo smell like to you? Because a lot of people
Eucalyptus.
overseas wonder about this.
Yeah. So it smells like lots of eucalyptus, and I like the smell of eucalyptus.
Yeah. I
You
do
just
a market stall here locally, and I always have a dish of koala poo with me. And it's a really interesting way of getting conversations going, is to reach in and pick one up and say, I would really like you to smell this, and the different reactions of people. And I've never had anybody go, yuck, once I can convince them to lean forward and smell it, because they don't smell yuck at all. Yeah. And they even look amazing, don't they? Did you break some open to have a look at them?
Yeah. It's like grass, but it's actually eucalyptus.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've watched a koala eating, but the way they sit there and they just chew and chew and chew and chew as that leaf is going down and down and down. And then when you break that poo open, it just makes you think, my jaw hurts sometimes watching them, because they can sit there for an hour to eat a meal down, right? You just think, no wonder they're exhausted.
Yeah, and also they actually eat from the back part of the leaf. They start from there and then go to the end of it. That's pretty cool too.
Yep. I have never yet seen a koala eat a leaf the other way around. Yep. So we have a little joke in my house. My son always, now I just did it, always picks people up for saying always. But koalas always eat the leaf from the bottom. That's an absolute true fact. I wonder if it would hurt the corners of the mouth more, or if it's, because if they can get the thicker bit in, then they're heading to the thinner bit. Because it always makes my mouth feel like, oh, sure, when you see a koala and they're eating a leaf that's this wide into a mouth that's this wide, and I always think, oh, my mouth would be sore, because those leaves are tough, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
Very
you've
tough.
picked up lots of eucalyptus leaves and sort of broken them, and you feel how tough they are. Yeah. All right. So how far north have you traveled? Now, I know I didn't ask you this in advance.
We haven't gone north yet. We've been saving that, so we've got lots
Oh,
of
so you
plans
haven't.
still to.
Yeah. So where do you
haven't.
live
So
again? You live around.
Gridgen.
so Sunshine Coast.
Yes, something.
So you live on the. So you haven't been any further north than the Sunshine Coast yet.
No, but we're very
Yep.
excited to go to Magnetic Island at some point.
Oh. So, are you going to contact the bees and see if you can meet Izzy?
Yeah, we'd love
Yeah.
to. Absolutely.
They are such a beautiful family. I often talk with Ali, Izzy's mum. Yeah, they are a beautiful family.
Sorry, I was just going to say that was another inspiration for Malani when she was watching Izzy's Koala World. And she was wanting to get really involved to help as well. And I guess seeing another young person be involved made her realize that she could too.
Izzy she has made a huge difference, I think, because she's known all around the world. So it can be done, that it doesn't matter how old you are. You can make a difference. So yeah, she's
really inspirational. What I might do is add a little map onto this to just show with a dot where you live, because there's going to be people watching from all countries around the world. And so you say Sunshine Coast, and I know exactly where you mean, but that'll help other people watching to kind of know, oh, you're there, and I'll put a dot to show where Magnetic Island is as well. And so how far south have you gone?
Went all the way down to Victoria. We went inland New South Wales and then down to Victoria. But then when we got to Victoria, in Hillsville, my mum got an infection in her leg, so we had to just stop there, and then she had to go to hospital, and then we had to come back.
And I think when you went to Victoria, you got to go to the Yangs.
Yeah.
Yep. And so did you meet anyone from Koala Clancy Foundation down there at the Yangs?
No, they were too busy at the time. And because we were, I guess, traveling with a very loose schedule, it was very difficult to give people notice of when we'd be in certain areas.
Yeah.
But we were very fortunate with, Dutch Thunder Wildlife and Mosswood Wildlife Shelter as well, to meet them and hear what they had to say and learn from them.
Yeah.
That's great. So, Malani, what is one thing that you would like to say to everyone for Wild Koala Day? If you could get one message out to the world, what would that be?
Can it be two?
Okay.
I'd like to say, koalas need our help, and if we don't act fast, they'll be gone forever. And I'd like to share a poem with you by Bradley Trevor Reeve. For our wildlife, we are their greatest enemy and their only hope. These wonderful creatures will not argue their case. They will not put up a fight. They will not beg for reprieve. They will not say goodbye. They will not cry out. They will just vanish. And after they are gone, there will be silence, and there will be stillness, and there will be empty places, and nothing you can say will change this. Nothing you can do will bring them back. Their future is entirely in our hands.
Oh, what a message. That is an amazing poem. And it really does say it all, doesn't it? That we have to be their voice. Yeah. So my last question for you is, how do you go about sharing information about koalas with others?
Well, I have a page on Instagram and Facebook, and you can just type in Koala Family Adventures. And I also have a segment in Queensland Koala Crusaders newsletter. And you can join up to be a member, or you can sign up to get the newsletter.
That's fantastic. I'll put links for all of that in the description below this video. So if anybody wants to go and check out more of what Malani's doing, what Queensland Koala Crusaders are doing, then those links will be there below, and that'll make it really easy for people to get in and see more of what you're doing. So thank you so much for being with me here today. This is a really great way to celebrate Wild Koala Day, which is all about educating people to think about koalas as wild animals and why we need to save them. So having you as a guest, just perfect. And I can't thank you enough for giving the time to me to get this message out to the world.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Now we go to some more amazing Koala Gardens poem entries for Wild Koala Day. This one comes from Rich in Alaska. Koala Gardens, a haven reborn. Once barren ground, a silent plea,
a landscape yearning wild and free. Then love's embrace, a vision grand, Koala Gardens, a helping hand. With patient heart and tireless toil came rows of trees on fertile soil. Food for koalas, a leafy crown, a native haven, nature's gown. From planted trees a magic spun, new life arose beneath the sun. Saplings strong of verdant tide, where once was lost, restored with pride. The whispers grow, a gentle breeze through rustling leaves in eucalyptus trees. A koala sighs, content and slow, a haven found, a place to grow. Katrina's watch a daily quest to capture moments, put them to the test. 1,000 faces, stories told, the koala's plight bravely unfold. On screens they leap, a furry band, connecting hearts across the land. Awareness raised, a chorus strong, for koala's future, right the wrong. Koala Gardens, a symbol bright of love and hope and tireless fight. A sanctuary where nature thrives, a haven reborn where life survives. Oh, that is just so stunningly beautiful. Now, I've got another 2 from Carolyn Coburn. I could not believe how delighted I was with how much poetry just poured out of Carolyn's heart. A fluffy bullet lived in a tree. I never met him, but he was always with me. His antics were a joy. He's still the best koala boy, living wild and free the way he's supposed to be, up high in the sky. It's hard not to cry, but the koalas will survive if we keep Bullet's message alive. Live life, eat leaves, and share the trees. Oh, Bullet, he lives in all of our hearts. Matilda, my queen, with body so round and short fluffy ears that heard every sound. Where did you go? I would love to see my Matilda somewhere in a swamp mahogany, crunching on leaves so yummy and green, keeping an eye on the Koala Garden scene. Avoiding a boy and acting so coy, stretching her legs with an amazing bend, while keeping her toes free to the wind, knowing she's the royalest koala in the land, living as wild and free as she can. Koala Gardens gave her a home, but she was, and is always, free to roam. How absolutely beautiful, tributing 2 of the most famous koalas of many famous koalas at Koala Gardens. Now it's time for the announcement of the revamped Koala Gardens website that goes live today. I have spent months working on this and amazing help from one of my supporters, Lynn, who has done more than I can describe. I've taken the website that's been kind of just like building and morphing over the last 10 years and have just streamlined it, modernized it a bit, stripped it down a little bit so that it's not so cluttered. But really, everything is still here. All of the history of the property, all of the koalas that I've seen here, blog articles, biographies on the koalas, and all of the things that you love at Koala Gardens is all here, but hopefully it'll be easier to get around and find. So please do pop on over and check the new website design out. And here we are at the time where I get to read the winning poem for the Koala Gardens Wild Koala Day competition. The entry comes from Sharon Rigby and is titled Koala My World. In the heart of Tuckarimba's embrace, Where eucalyptus whispers weave their grace, lies Koala Gardens, a haven so serene, a refuge for koalas, wild and free, unseen. Katrina, the founder, with eyes that gleam, her spirit dances with each sun-kissed beam. She whispers to the leaves, "Koala my world," a promise to protect as each shoot uncurls. Miss, the koala, leads her merry band through gum-scented forests hand in hand. Their adventures etched in pages, tales unfold in a book that captures hearts, both young and old. Koalas, like dreams, cling to ancient trees, their fur soft as moonlight, their gaze at ease. And as Mother Nature weaves her magic spell, the gum tree habitat rewilds where shadows dwell. Koality leaves sway, a symphony of green, as private landowners join the unseen, regenerating hope one tree at a time, for every leaf rustles a promise sublime. So let us honour these koala souls, their silhouettes against the sunset's gold, for in protecting koalas we find our power, and every tree we plant becomes a flower. Sharon finished that by saying, Koala Gardens at Tuckarimba is a place of wonder where the magic of nature and human dedication intertwine. Katrina's passion echoes through the leaves, and Mist's adventures inspire us all. I have to say that every single poem that was submitted showed me a deep investment that everybody has got in Koala Gardens, because I picked up so many tiny details that harked back to so many things that have happened here over the years, or are things that followers and myself together know about different koalas and the property here. And I cannot even begin to tell you what it has meant to me to know that I am making a difference in people's lives. It is my absolute goal to not only save koalas, but to bring the love of nature into the hearts of people. So thank you all, and I hope that this Wild Koala Day you have been able to engage in lots of different types of activities and events, that you've stood up, you've made a noise, you've let the world know what you think about why we need to save our planet that is being destroyed at an alarming rate. And we certainly will not ever give up. We are always going to be the one voice for koalas and part of the no give up zone. And guess what? You've done it. This has been a long one, but you've made it to the end of another Koala Gardens video. So I hope that Wild Koala Day 2024 has emboldened you to keep pushing forwards and make a difference. Would you make sure that you write into the comments below, "We are never giving up." Thanks for watching, and there is lots more great koala video coming your way on into the next year as I forge ahead. Another great way that you can get involved in supporting what I do here at Koala Gardens is simply by hopping over to my Redbubble store every time you're looking for a gift for someone. You can have it posted directly to them with a message. They're printed sustainably, lots and lots of great designs on over 60 different pieces of merchandise. There is something there for everyone.